standing on the right. Morocco, here we go. Moabite Mo, Grand Chief Cujo. Let's flow.
Up from the grave, no longer in the dead state. Colonization claimed my consciousness, but now I'm awake. Broke the chains of being ignorant, I stand on the truth. Competent in my proper person, rocking the boot. Navigating through the waters in the lean of rights. The 7 seas, all I sent me, so I'm bringing the light. Can't rewind the hands of time, so I'm expanding my space. I'm from one human family, the human race. My pedigree is in my blood, I'm forever a Moor. Asiatic mobile body, and I'm ready for war. She redeems when I speak, and she, I'm speaking to me. Assisting and helping uplifting fallen humanity. For the record, on the record, neither Negro or black or troglodyte. My people suffering, we only attack. My people perish from true knowledge, we so desperately lack. So why in the hell would I want to go back? No. Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bound in me. Listen to me now. Can't go back to that. I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the left. Melanated radiation is bright.
Yeah, we don't regress but progress. Crystals back with no stress. With the pheasant not liberate the mind's oppressed. Staring at a wall in a hole, show you a ladder. Which is not a thing you climb, but your 7 chakras. Ask Jacob. 5 up, assalamu alaikum. Left foot first, or standing on the square, take 'em. The opposite of get out black holes into light so marvelous. You get scared from fright. False and light to men appears real, you just might. Sit that trap, can't move, just paralyzed. Paralysis that you only get if you sleep. Your heights are so deep, the depths are so deep. Intelligent hoodlums said arrest the presidency. 2 shots for drink champs, Nori knows Drew Ali. Calling Yassine Bey most step, you think like the colonists. Even though Nostradamus told you what your problem is.
Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bound in me. Listen to me now. Can't go back to that. I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the left. Melanated radiation is bright. Can't go back to that. Been a slave of my mentality. Broke the chains that were bound in me. Listen to me now. Can't go back to that. I'm on the left, you're on the right, and the left. Melanated radiation is bright. I rise to give honors to Allah, the father of the universe, to Noble Drew Ali, to Grand Sheik Cujo Awol Canaanland Moor, for sharing this mic with me. Temple number 5. To my son, my firstborn, for producing this track. Hassani Mosai 206, also known as Preach to God. And to DJ Funk Daddy, the best in the West. Washington Republic. And to my emperor, Islamism.
You sat down and you attacked the master teacher because you thought you heard something that you didn't hear. That's the first vibration. You don't come in. First of all, you come in and you act like you come and teach, but you don't. You got an agenda.
Moors are men upright, independent and fearless. Dogmatized dirty Moors, tongues cut out left earless. Cause they never listen. Dirty Moors, keep up your slander. Wu-Tang torture in your ass, hot hangers. Kidnappers, dirty Moor, torture him like Saw. 3D, 0.5 or 1 through 4. Or get it like 5 or 6 with a fez on jigsaw. Leather face in a turban, rip dirty Moors lips off. Disrespecting the mother Raz Mariah Bay. Wrap him up like double crochet, the barbed wire way. Throw him off a bridge or feed him to the piranhas. Yellow journalists more spread nothing but propaganda. Idi Amin bait, treat the temple like Uganda. Dirty Moors like foreigners, crush the dust like ganja. Not worthy of being Moors, we call them dirty in the Jesus. Solomon Seal spell command 72 demons to get you.
This was the temple guys actually said that Canaanland is not a part of North America. Canaanland is bigger. Yo, it's ignorant, man. I mean, come on, you're talking about the same landmass. Canaanland is actually bigger than the landmass they know is the corporate United States. almost twice as big. And if they had any sense, they can just go to Google and they can type in North America and find out North America goes all the way up to Greenland. But they're ignorant. They don't want to do that. They just dealing off emotion.
You might hear hoarse voices, see frog faces, and hoots for feet. Demons we run with, spit fire with gold wolf teeth. Keep playing, forget back teeth. New Moors are an issue, get kinsu. Maybe a dream visit from Vishnu, a nightmare to never end and always continue. Cold as an igloo, dealing with my trust issues through vigilance. Active Moors are militants, SPLC dirty Moors call that sovereign citizen. Lions reviews, they notice all the empty pews. Benz need gas and fixing, but not enough dues. Pigpen base sell you out for peanuts, claiming that we nuts for teaching birthright street level, keeping it beat nuts.
To any members of the MFTA that's out there listening to what I'm saying, please get it through your head. I don't have a problem with the MFTA. I got issues with the
Kendrick Lamar, stay surrounded by pheasants. Dirty's guilty of fraud if dually scrutinize their ledgers. Getting proclamations from Morocco, disrespect us. Corporate city only recognize people's court jesters. Hand in their back, Moorish puppets and minions. Never get the human rights recognition like Moors near Virginia. Commonwealth, for active Moors knowledge, the Commonwealth. Dirties claim more, but really on the straw man help. Authenticating a birth certificate, that's not significant. Civil little more two status syndicates. In more faith, watch them two more status Indians claiming Turtle Island are lions so intricate.
long days and long nights. But this message needed to be heard.
Quiet as kept, I lay back and watch the world spin. I lay back and watch the world spin. I ain't your average cat, fuck rap. I'm trying to make cream in that stack. Quiet as kept, I lay back and watch the world spin. I lay back and watch the world spin. I ain't your average cat, fuck rap. I'm trying to make cream in that stack.
Competence rules everything around me, not cream. I manifest thoughts, stop tracing the dream. Use the mind workshop like a carpenter's bench. No more law than a Morisco TV attorney went. Liar, liar, storytellers claiming authority assumed. No dwelling in lower chakras, third eye attuned. Sending mental light beams to orbs. It might seem I'm weird, helping elder strangers with bags downstairs. Correcting street wrongs, clear up karmic debt for all the stores that we robbed and sisters that wept. So nowadays I walk righteous, a teacher that's poor. I might give you a copy of 1984. Mentally and spirit level up, I'm wealthy. So in tune at any time, call Orishas to help me or assist on the most high side, not devil's list. They say they Moors, but I see them acting devilish.
Quiet as kept, I lay back and watch the world spin. I lay back and watch the world spin. I ain't your average cat. I'm trying to make cream in that stack. Quiet as kept, I lay back and watch the world spin. I lay back and watch the world spin. Don't forget the essence, don't forget the essence. For which I emerge, you say that bullshit for the birds.
Allah made us, but you call us something different. Dummies won't STFU and just listen. Sell a package for $5 grand, buy a charter for fame. Call themselves Ali when they used to be Ellen Bay. Most play when I do not, all I do is study. And when I get so-called money, buy more books to study. Get one more study and complete the ritual. In more rule time, know thyself is critical. It's more than cards and papers. Be what you know more. Follow the prophet and false constitutional laws. Intelligent tone, you won't hold me back. Standing on squares, brand demons with signs of the zodiac. Get safer to black. Neophytes calling it death, setting chisels back as false prophets gasp for breath. The meek are about to inherit, known by popes and clerics, from Amazon shamans to the priest Vedic.
These are Moors. Peace and love. Before we start up.
Suspect in custody, Alec Manassian. Here's and what may have motivated him. Our senior investigative correspondent, Diana Swain, has been looking into that angle. And Diana, what have you learned?
Well, as you've said, there's no indication so far that authorities had that this was motivated by terrorism or by political views. Why then? So here's what we've learned so far about the man behind the wheel and what might have motivated him to do this. This cell phone video shows the driver as he steps out of the van into the line of a police officer who has his weapon drawn. That driver has now been identified as 25-year-old Alec Manassian. Watch as he gestures, appearing to try to provoke the Toronto police officer into firing on him. And listen as he yells at the officer to shoot him.
Come on, get down! Come on, get down!
Tonight, Manassian is in custody. As police search for a motive, one possible explanation is circulating online, suggesting Manassian was angry over being rebuffed by women in what appears to be a post on Facebook, in which a man with the same name and picture as Manassian refers to the Supreme Gentleman, Elliot Rodger.
Hi, Elliot Rodger here.
In fact, Rodger was responsible for a deadly rampage in Isla Vista, California in 2014, killing 6 people and injuring over a dozen more.
Tomorrow is the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge against humanity.
A video Rodger posted just beforehand raged about successive women turning down his advances.
All because girls have never been attracted to me.
In that video, men who always seem to win with women were referred to as Chads, Stacys, the women who turned men down, rendering those like Rodger incels or involuntarily celibate. This posting, apparently from Manassian, says, "The incel rebellion has already begun. We will overthrow all the Chads and Stacys." CBC News has not been able to independently verify the post as being made by Manassian. There is no indication so far that he targeted any specific person as he plowed down the sidewalk, but rather aimed his vehicle at anyone in his path.
So, Dan, a lot to digest there. Tell us more about what you know in this case.
There's not a whole lot more about him on social media, Ian. What we did find was his LinkedIn profile, in which it says he's a Seneca College student. That's a college here in Toronto. He appears to have been a student there for some time. It says from 2011 to present day, so we're talking 7 years. It seems he was developing an app that would help you find free parking spots in Toronto. Beyond that, based on the footage, we don't believe he was seriously injured in any way as he was taken into custody.
All right, Diana Swain, thank you.
As Diana mentioned there in her piece, a group name that you've probably never heard of before, Incels or Involuntary Celibate. Their brand of conversation has been banned from websites like Reddit. And whether Manassian really does count himself amongst those so-called incels isn't confirmed, but what does it mean anyway to brand yourself as one? Ishmael Darrow is a journalist with BuzzFeed who's dug into some of this. Good to see you. So what is this group of people, if you were going to break it down for us?
Well, it's in the name, right? It's involuntarily celibate. These are young people, mostly men, who feel that they have been forced into celibacy, that they haven't had success with women in romantic and sexual relationships. And over time, that can really curdle into some really resentful sentiments about women in general.
And does it, or has it, I guess it has, but does it normally take the form of violence?
Well, I think that for a lot of people, these terms, there's a heavy layer of irony. So it's not uncommon for somebody to, between relationships, maybe to jokingly say, I'm involuntarily celibate. But for people within communities where they very seriously self-identify as that, it is a little more barbed, and there's often very strong anti-woman and anti-feminist language where these young men often feel like they are owed relationships and they're owed sex, and when that doesn't happen, they can get quite angry.
So would you say it's a subgroup sort of marginalized young people, or is it something slightly more dangerous and nefarious?
Well, I think it's impossible to take this out of the larger world of online communities where often young men, they might join and not really have their identities totally molded yet. Mm-hmm. But over time, you see this on communities like Reddit or 4chan. Posting enough and finding this community, it can actually maybe radicalize you further than you even realized when you first joined this group, where you might only have wanted to post some memes or trade some jokes with other young men.
You use the word radicalize, which is an interesting choice of words here. And I wonder, is there chatter tonight about this incident? Is there someone claiming responsibility or the group celebrating in some way?
I think it's still very early and probably too early to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if on some of these darker corners of the web, where a certain kind of reactionary politics has developed in the last few years. If you were to look tonight, I think you might see you might see some sympathy. Again, it's very early to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes an icon, sort of like Elliot Rodger became to the same community.
And again, we have not confirmed that this association is there on those web pages that Diana mentioned. Would it surprise you to see that it was, or is this maybe more common than we think?
I think, again, it's too early, but the fact that this post that we're talking about did specifically cite Elliot Rodger, who has become a bit of a strange martyr figure in certain parts of the web, I think you can't see that connection.
Okay, Ishmael Darrow, thanks for helping us understand something none of us really knew about until today. Thanks.
There's a lot more. So I'm gonna tell you about these clowns, these losers who went out there and murdered 10 people. Loser. Goddamn loser. Murdered 10 people. Right? Loser murdered 10 people and 15 people injured. That's 25, which is 7. Right? And right now, G7 meetings are going on here, right? Now, the guy who went around doing the driving killing spree, he's Armenian, which is tied to Russia, who got kicked out of the G8, which is why it's G7. Toronto has 7 letters. There's all this 7 stuff going on. Now, if anybody's caused an animal to be roadkill, especially when you're, out here, we would say up north, maybe, you say down south or whatever like that, and you hit something real. I'm talking about you hit a squirrel or something like that. You hit something real. So much BS you have to clean off your car because, metal and flesh doesn't really go together. But it's real funny that these 10 people got run over, and this van looks like it came out of a car wash. How does the van look like it came out of a car wash when this guy just ran over 10 people? Nothing on the side, nothing on the door, nobody, most times, you see, they talk about somebody got hit by a car. Most times, they fly into the windshield. I hit somebody with a car one time. They fly into the windshield, right? And like we said, Buddy is one of these clowns, no different than the clowns who used to get punked off in high school. Now they got a badge and they think they could go around and violate people's rights. Same thing with this clown. That because he got dissed by girls, women, whoever he's chasing, he got dissed by them, he's gonna go run over people. And then you have agents. And then on top of that, you have agents. All the highwaymen in Toronto, all the highwaymen in Ontario, all the highwaymen in Canada are saying this is not a terrorist attack. This is so not a terrorist attack that they didn't even raise the thing from orange to red. They still have it orange because of the last shooting that happened on Parliament or whatever like that. But they figure, we got this, so we don't need to raise no alarms or whatever. So this is not anything to do with terror, anything. Zero terror, anything. Islam to all the Moors who shouted out to see what was going on. Islam, we're good. Ain't nothing. That was, you know, away from where we're at. But agents like Alex Jones, who we already know is an agent, Bill Cooper, a good brother, Bill Cooper. Good brother Bill Cooper already put it on the record that he's an agent. Years ago, this agent's coming out telling you about some terrorists or whatever in Toronto. You know, terrorists, nothing. Terror, nothing. Why is this going down? Why did this happen? Whatever. Because of this G8 stuff that's going on, which is really G7 because they kick Russia out, which is tied to Armenia, Syria, and all that stuff. Don't forget that Toronto is one of the safe havens when all the Syrian refugees, whatever like that, nowhere for the refugees to go. They sent them all here. All this is relative. All this is relative. Because, you know, after, but when you check the record, in the past 8 months, check the record in as far as Canada is concerned. Don't believe what I'm saying. As far as Canada is concerned, and the reason why we're saying Canada because, you know, it's the corporate jurisdiction where this BS is going on. When you check the record over the past 8 months, how many white vans been running over people out here? And then check where you're at and see how many white vans been going around running over people. And after you do that, go watch Brother Moreno Bay's class that he did, uploaded about the news on the news. And then you realize immediately what's going on. You won't be in the dark anymore. You'll be in the marvelous light. And, you know, our will is that when you get into the marvelous light, you realize that, oh, the Moors are the ones who's been laying this thing down. The Moors are the one who's been putting out this information. The Moors are the ones who've been not lying to the people and fleecing the people out of the little death notes that they got to survive. Moors have been the ones who's been keeping it 100. You know, like when you text somebody the 100 and you have the line under, that 100, the 100 that everybody knows. Moor's been keeping it like that. That is what it is. You could take it as whatever they want. We're just letting you know Alex Jones is the agent because it's not a terrorist anything. Go check his stuff right now. He's talking about this is some terrorist, whatever. What terrorist? What? You don't even live here, Alex Jones. What are you terrorists? What terrorists? Ain't no terrorists here. No terrorists coming to Canaanland. For what? What terrorists doing here? Nobody doesn't have no problems with Canada because Canada lets everybody in. Gives them free healthcare and all that BS. Gives them welfare. They come off the plane as a refugee. They're getting winter coats. They're getting a bed to sleep in. They'd have to sleep on the ground where they came from. They're getting hooked the hell up when they come to Canaanland. Hooked up. But remember, you have to be a refugee. You have to be an immigrant. Can't be, you know, you think you're somebody. So you're going to come here and, you know, get your free healthcare. No, they'll rape you in other ways. They'll charge you $1 million for a house because that's how houses go for out here. Right? They'll do what they got to do to make sure that it's not too comfortable for those who, you know, want to come here and freeload. Except the Negroes. They'll let the Negroes freeload because, you know, it's the Negroes' birthright here. And once they get the Negroes to not be Moors, then they got them. Even though, again, just go check the theme of the 7 stuff. And then remember that all these people who are going to say something is a terrorist or whatever, they're against Islam, which is Moorish. So what are they really against? They're against I, self, law, and master. They're against individuals who are classified as Negro, Black, Colored, Hebrew Israelite, whatever else they call themselves. They're against them being who they really are. And they're doing everything in their power to keep the little power that we know is an illusion. But because nobody else knows that, then these people have power. Why? Because they're getting it from these same people who don't think. These same people who, they never thought, hold on a second, this guy killed 10 people and not one eyeball or nothing like that's on the car, nothing. And nothing. White, van still white. Only the front end's messed up. Nothing on the side. He never dragged the van across anything. He hit everything with the front only. I don't know. It's a little much for me to buy because I seen the news on the news. So I already know that as soon as these people start talking, I'm looking at them funny. As soon as they start talking, they're getting the emoji. As soon as they start talking. Because the news on the news is that they're made to put out what they put out. Like they're made to put out. Yeah, some stuff might be, news. Some stuff might be northeast, west, and south. It just might be. Other than that, they're just talking some BS. And then make sure you go, do your research on, how they manipulate the mind, whatever like that with the TVs. And that's why they call it the programs and all that stuff, because MK Ultra is alive and well. It's not dead. It just went from your living room to your pocket. Because everybody watches TV now, even if they don't have cable. So the TV's in the palm of their hand now. And remember, you got the lesson, you get the head back slap when you're glued to the idiot box and you're 2 feet from it. And mom will come and give you the head back slap. Move back from the TV. Why? Because you don't want to get programmed by that. Matter of fact, take the BS off, go read a book. That's what it was back in the day. Right? The news on the news, Brother Moreno Bay. Peep game. And please don't get played. Please don't get played. We're begging you, don't get played. Right? We're begging you. Please don't get played. Please, please. Islam to all the Moors worldwide. Oh, and if people died and all that stuff, rest in peace to them. As I said, people were there. They were given, CPR and all that stuff to people. You know what I mean? And people were, just go watch the stuff. They talked to all the witnesses and all that stuff. You know what I mean? They have a new video about the quote unquote officer who didn't shoot. Go watch that one. That one's pretty interesting. Why didn't he shoot? Well, he's police officer, guy's gonna go like this to you. We've seen people not even do that and get shot the hell up. So don't let them fool you with this stuff that's going on, right? This guy jumps out the car, the van, with his phone pretending to be a gun. Do you really think that these guys, like that was your plan? What kind of plan is that? Like, how is that your plan? You didn't come out with the AR or nothing like that. You came out with your phone, and then you get politely arrested. Get on the ground. You get to go on the ground and all that stuff. Put your hand behind your back, whatever like that. These guys didn't kick your ass. Matter of fact, all these people who were lying around didn't. Oh yeah, because they have the police tape. Because remember the program of the people that, you know, they can't do. They can't do stuff. They have somebody to do for them because, you know, the property stuff and all that, right? Nobody risked their car to ram his car and stop him from killing 8 other people. 2 might have got it. Because if you're driving on the sidewalk, then there's other cars right over there, because we're talking about, this is Young Street. Do your research on Young Street, longest street in the world or whatever, one of the busiest streets in the world. And trust me, of being out here, ain't no time in the day, especially at 1:30, that Young Street doesn't have cars on it. No way. No way it doesn't have cars on it. No way there's not other vans on the stuff that somebody couldn't just, you know what I mean, and ram his stuff and then stop all this stuff. He went from one major intersection to another major intersection, driving down the sidewalk. Like one guy said, hey, wow, that looked like a movie. People were diving out the way and all that stuff like that. It looked like a movie. It looked like a movie. It looked like a movie. And again, you know, we're saying, you know, RIP, people that died and stuff, they still never showed all the victims and all that. They pulled out one victim. No, majority of people out here, they're gonna have some type of ID on them. So they can't identify whoever. Everybody got ID. What do you mean you can't identify? Ain't nobody getting hit by no car in their wallets leaving their pocket or their purse or whatever. Stop the BS. Stop it. There's no we're falling for it. Like the Moors link me all day. Moors like, hey, you see all the stuff, whatever, 25, this is 7, you know. See the time that happened, 1:30 was the time stuff started happening and all that stuff. Like, you know, eyes wide open. Don't get distracted. Don't get caught off guard. Just know that it's time now. It's time now. It's time. What time is it? Time of the Moors. That's all that there is now. From the masters of jurisprudence Moors to the masters of metaphysical Moors. That's what time it is right now. Everything else is either going to perish or it's just an illusion. Don't even take that serious. Don't even take it serious. Yeah. We're letting you know, don't take it serious. But, you know, again, people don't like to listen to Moors. They want to listen to everybody else. Then when Moors start talking, oh, prove that, and where do you get that, and how you come up with that, and they always gonna challenge more stuff. Always. Never challenge these Negroes. Never challenge the news. Never challenge, you know, nothing. Just going with it. So it's the time of the Moors right now. And it's not the time of the dirty Moors. Right? We're going to put it on the record. Once again, good job, certain people going and, you know, to certain people's lectures and filming that they actually have police at their lecture. They're claiming that they're for the people. You got you're for the people. You got police as your muftis, at your conscious black whatever. This is Islam, but recognize certain people aren't, you know, active Moors king or nothing like that. He's not no active Moors pharaoh. Trust that. He's not no noble Nuali for Moors who represent noble Juali. Trust that. Right? Trust that. And when a Moor who identifies themselves as Pharaoh, but then talking BS about somebody named Pharaoh, You know, these guys are full of BS. He's a king, and he's a pharaoh, and he's Noble Nu Ali, and he's for Moors. Let me tell you something. The other dimwit with a fez from Morisco World TV, they just put up a video together. When another man slaps another man on his titty and calls him T-Bear, know that those aren't Moors. Know that. When a Moor that says he's the king of all these Moors calls another Moor the Sonetter of this, when that Moor has been saying he have nothing to do with Sonetter, and then that Moor who said he had nothing to do with Sonetter, when he gets called the Moorish Sonetter, he's laughing away. Yeah. Know that these people are dirty. And only jackasses follow them people. Only jackasses follow Alex Jones. Only jackasses follow Negro, black, colored people who claim that they know something when they don't know goddamn anything. Because why? They don't have a nationality. How could you know something? What do you mean you know something? You know something? Well, you don't have a nationality? Watch these Moors. Watch these conscious people. Islam to brother Hassan Campbell, who's going on his campaign on the pedophiles, kicking their ass. Watching his new video, and he's talking about this guy named Young Pharaoh told people it costs $10,000 to make a website, and they gave him 10 grand to build a website. You tell me people aren't stupid if they don't have a nationality? You tell me people aren't dumb? People are dumb. People are stupid. Straight stupid. Incompetent to the highest degree. That they're going to give a guy who just robbed them of 20 grand to build some daycare, they're going to give him another 10 grand to build a website. 10 grand to build a website? Brother, yeah, okay. NoMoreDaily.com. Just go look at that website there. And just know that that website there, you know, that Moor built that website by himself. By just going online, researching, you know, build a website. No 10 grand for that. So it's Moor's time right now. Moor's time right now. So Islam to all the Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors. Glad you made it. Canaanland Moors class. If you have questions, you could send those to canaanlandguide@gmail.com. canaanlandguide@gmail.com. Yeah, pigs, cows, sheep, everything's going to the slaughter right now. You name it. Right? And the pigs and the sheep and the goats and whoever like that, they might not even get the slaughter because even they have animal rights, more rights than these Negroes. That's just what it is. We're mad. You know, Negroes getting kicked out of Starbucks, but there's coffee with an American nationality. There's coffee that's Aboriginal and Indigenous that's been here before the Europeans came here, but these people want to be Negroes. You don't get it yet? All right. All right. Let's see. They still don't get it. All right, cool. Let's see. Let's see. The Moor, the Mason, and the alien. The European, by the way, the white man. The white man Wrote this book right here. A Call to Action. Solid. Action, activity. All right. The Moor, the Mason, and the Alien. Page 156. The Moorish legacy. European. What European? No, not Moorish Empire. Not Moorish culture. Moorish legacy. What does European know about some Moorish legacy? That he's going to put it in writing. You know, just like Noble Drawley order, change the people, you have to change their literature. And then once you change their literature, you know, and the people get these informations, they get these keys, trust they're going to wake up, because that's what Moors do. They intellectually civilize anybody they encounter. That's what it is that Moors do. Oh yeah, another thing too. Islam, Brother Isbay. So remember we were talking about our friend Kendrick Lamar winning awards and stuff like that for his album. And then the conscious guys, that's our guy. He's spreading the truth about the conscious stuff and all that stuff. If you're not black no more, you're Israelite. How come you're letting people call your stuff black in the articles and stuff like that? If you're so not black, Mr. Pulitzer Award winner guy, how come there's articles where they call you Black Jew and you ain't put out no YouTube video or nothing like that? Instagram, nothing. You never make no comment, nothing like that. You're not addressing the fact these people still calling you black when you're supposed to be Israelite. Nothing. I thought you're not black no more. According to the lyrics and all that stuff, you're not black no more. If you're not black no more, you're Israelite. How come you not checking these people calling you Black Jew? Oh, because those are European guys who gave you the award. Gotcha. Got it. All right. So we're Moors. Forget all the BS. Right? Forget the BS. Let the BS go where the fan's blowing. Just make sure you're not in front of the fan. The Moorish legacy. Open your ears. Make sure you peep game from a European. And again, as Noble Drawley said, if the European helped me, why not you? Matter of fact, let's just see what Noble Drawley said about the Europeans. Let's just check that. Before the European came here, the bananas were large and the grapes were four in hand. It took two men with hand sticks to carry one bunch of grapes. Oh yeah, and today's class is in relation to Jerry Blaze. I didn't even know they had ears emojis. This class is relative to these stupid people who want to hear Noble Drawley's audio stuff, right? They want to hear Noble Drawley's audio, but they don't want to hear Buddha's audio. They don't want to hear Jesus' audio. They don't want to hear Muhammad's audio. They don't want to hear audio of Heru, because if we're talking about ancient people and stuff like that, they were civilized and stuff, they must have had recording devices in ancient Kemet. How come nobody wants to hear audio of Osiris? No Hatshepsut audio? You don't want to hear none of that? No, because remember, the Kemetic people, they had spaceships and stuff in Kemet. They didn't have no audio recording device? Oh, they just had spaceships, but they didn't have any recording devices. Oh, but you're not interested in their audio. You're not interested in anybody else's audio. You only want to hear Noble Drew Ali's. F out of here. The Europeans went to the Moroccan government and asked for permission to come over here to Northwest Amexem to develop this land. They were given a 50-year mandate to do so. Then the Europeans went to an old sheikh and asked him to give them some people to help them to develop this land. The sheikh told them to take those Moors over there, not take those black guys, not take those Negroes, take those coloreds, take those Africans, take those Africans Americans, take those colored people, none of that BS. Take those Moors over there who are passive. So they're not going to do anything anyways. They're not going to do anything anyways. So, you know, when they say, well, the Moors enslaved the people because he sold the people to the European. Well, if your dumbass was doing something, if you were active instead of passive, maybe you wouldn't have got sold. Maybe you wouldn't have got sold if you weren't a dumbass playing Jane and Tarzan. You're running around the jungle like a dumbass. You're founders of civilizations. Founders of civilizations. There's people on this planet who they never even seen a TV or a cell phone or none of this technology BS that we got, and their society is flourishing in the bushes. All the dummies are out here. Think there's somebody because they got a smartphone. Your soul's dumb as you, dumbass. The European is going to have to pay our people off for the work that they did in slavery and pay off in compounded interest. One day, the Europeans are going to lock the food up in the warehouses, put soldiers around them to guard them, and you will go anywhere he says to get something to eat. One day, you will go to the store, and there will be soldiers there with guns with bayonets on them. And they will not let you enter. They will order you to move on. That was for all the 60s people. All the 60s Black Power BS people. Remember when they had the guns with the bayonets? Well, that was actually Noble Drew Ali's prophecy, you dumbasses, because you didn't listen to what the prophet said. And prophecy came, guys had the bayonets in your face telling you. And just like good Negroes with your I am a man sign around your neck and all that stuff, you walked on. You walked on. Just because you're those Moors that the sheik told the Europeans, see those Moors over there? Those post-traumatic slave syndrome Moors? You take those Moors. But they think they came from Africa and all this BS. I don't know what the hell Kool-Aid they've been drinking. You take those Moors over there. Use them to build up your whatever you're building up. One day, the European is going to let you down. One day. One day, the European is going to let you down. And trust me, it's not going to be lightly. It's not going to be let you down. Hopefully, you know, he's trying to let you down on your head. Because a hard head makes a soft ass. You are going to have to put up a 90-day supply of food to last you until your brothers come to your rescue from the east. And like we've told Moors already, as far as Canaanland's concerned, trust me, The brothers and sisters from the East, they're here already. And they're willing to help Moors. Certain ones, because they got dirty people in their stuff too. Because, you know, everybody has their dirt. Everybody has their little dirt. These people from the East that Noble Drawley talked about are here. They are here right now already, awaiting the Moors. Moors can tell you, as far as Moors that are in Canaanland, they can tell you. We go to the Hindu shop and all that stuff. They're not questioning nationality cards and should we pay taxes and all that stuff. They're taking that stuff off. They know we're not no Indians. They know we're not foreigner. How are we going to buy some garb and these guys want to give us turban tying tutorials and stuff like that? Next time you come, I show you how to tie a turban. Oh, thank you very much. How you know I wear a turban anyways? Oh, you saw the pheasant? You 1 and 1 equals 2. You, well, hey, I might actually be back for that tutorial. Brother from the East. Oh yeah, and then relative to Europeans gonna let you down, your brothers from the East are gonna help you or save you or whatever like that. Moors could tell you that when they go to these places, some of them, they will get the invite, come in the back. And when they go in the back, they're gonna sit down, they're gonna be able to have their little tea, they're gonna get their little cookies on the plate or the plate or the container or whatever like that has all the Sri Lanka Hindu stuff on it. You know, the stuff that you know, you all Europeans around here or whatever like that, they got, you know, plain plates. It ain't no big deal. It's a plate. How come these guys got Sri Lanka on their plate? What kind of rituals are they putting on their food? What kind of rituals they putting on food? They got Shiva plate, Kali plate with flames and stuff like that on them and the designs of the whatever. What kind of rituals are they doing with their food? Forget rituals, pentagrams on the ground and all that stuff. Forget that. They give you a teacup, you know, teacup's probably about so big, right? Teacup like that, you know. They bring out the teapot. Teapot is some, you know what I mean, design of the whatever spiritual school that they come from, you know. They're going to say their little whatever and pour your tea. You know, no matter how good it is, you only get 1 cup. You're not getting seconds and none of that stuff. You know, what type of rituals are they doing? Brothers from the East, what do they know that we don't know? And like we're saying, out here, that is something prominent out here. People from the East. You're not talking about Europeans. Forget Europeans. Not about all the Persian people, all the Arabian people, all the East Indian people, all the Asiatics of the other side of the world that come over here. They recognize and they acknowledge. And like we say all the time, their most asked question to Moors is, what is wrong with your people? How come you know and that guy doesn't know? Why is he nigger and you know that India was once called Hindustan? How do you know that? How do you know that in Persia, our God has a fez. What do you mean? What do you mean you know about Persian stuff? How you know that? Oh, you know, more. I study, got a library at home and all that. No big deal. You know it ain't no big deal. Stop playing. Brother, and then they start calling you brother and all that stuff. Speaking of our brother, Islam, let me put this one out there quick fast. Since we're talking about brothers and stuff like that. Got one today. Good one today. Put this one out for the Moors. Just so the Moors know that when we say that it's real and everybody's waking up and everybody's knowing and all that stuff, right? GS Cujo, Islam. I'll say, I am Jason Tavares. I am from Hawaii, on the island of Maui. I'm an educator, father, soccer coach, MC, and even a Moorish scientist in the interests of aloha, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Respect for your leadership in lifting fallen humanity. I learn a lot from your Tuesday and Thursday classes. Seeing an interactive live school on the World Wide Web is powerful. I wanted to introduce myself and extend honors and praises to you so that if you see me in the forum, which I saw you in the forum, which is why you're reading the stuff right now, we have a human connection, Islam Moor. My intent is attending your forums to keep up with the current convo out of a love and knowledge of the truth within Moorish science and how Moorish science is actively growing and raising fallen humanity. Nothing is more relevant now. Again, Islam, appreciation and respect, JT. And we'll just give you a little sample. Actually, we'll do it this way. Give you a little sample. What is Islam to the good brother, Supreme L, the Moorish countdown.
We're missing a little something in this world today. I wonder what that is. I think I know. Yeah, one time for Maui, J Sonics, alongside blasting them. Stick to the principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Pineapple archipelago, cherry lemonade, Michelangelo piano hand, baritone bass, tango, tarantula, maga, margarita maid, Aotearoa, ramble, tattoo, haka phase, Uamoka, ia, oka, aina every day, Paramount, Atlantis, Titan, Giants, Triumph, Raid, Triangle, Angle, Angels, Arc, Umbrella, under shade, Rectangle, Star, Spangled, Army, Battle, Brave, written by a candle is a channel to a place, paralysis for catalyst, ancient new day. Welcome to my dojo where I sing a serenade. Marmalade, sweet bread, aromatic airways. Olo field, Dolo peas, putting on parade. Robo cops control the block. Barbecue plays. Slow robots on a sauce, do the shake and bake. Mojo mocha cappuccino with my Al Pacino face. To make the world rotate. It's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve. Let's see what happens. To make the world rotate. There's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve. So let's see what happens. Come boy, quick, stop, then sit. Hit 1 point, breathe and listen. See your system inside. Wisdom winding in it, timing. Rhythm, spine go twist and finding. Hidden mind over matter in the matrix glitch. Red pill, blue pill, purple mix. Subliminal, digital, riddle, alchemist. I'm in the middle of out of body trip on a zip line over over the great abyss. 1 point bullseye, cause love never miss. I make an elephant dance on a needle tip. Praying mantis stance. Ego be tip, drunk monk fist. Fool what's already. Freedom for all, even the poor and sick. I self-law and master of the eclipse. Love
to make the world rotate. There's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve them. Let's see what love can take to make the world rotate. There's more money, more problem. I know the love could solve them. Let's see what love can do.
A ticket, patience on the enemy. Last straw break, make it crawl like a centipede. Blast off fake, golden pour is the remedy. Fate calls in the full, big and tall, heavily. Cast away state, lost in the 7th sea. Found walking a plank, talking blasphemy. Jocking your majesty, back to reality. Gotham casualties, riot and catastrophe. Love the hearts. Eagle wing wannabes, attack with mob job, phonic weaponry, it's on a chemistry, atomic alchemy, bionic battle beats, strong style galaxies, electric biology, connect your mythology, diabolic conspiracy, tropical sovereignty, prophet MC, we rage in machines, rock the concrete, blaze in the streets, shock with lightning, laser beams, Autobot Decepticons want more world peace.
All they do is hate to make the world rotate. It's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve them. Let's see what love can take to make the world rotate. There's more money, more problem. I know the love could solve them. So let's see what love can do. Let's see what love can do. So let's see what love can do.
Politically MC on the mic, in the game with a playbook, dance at height, laser beam frack, those and lightning strikes, major stone castles, I'm with my order of knights, I make a hit tackle, camel ramble tight, keep a satchel with a magical dragon lights, using tactics that radical satellites, see me in a saddle ride about a parasites, the rep for Babylon, take civilian rights, do it for the children building ancient prototypes, love. We do it for the kickies.
All they do is hate to make the world rotate. It's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve them. Let's see what all they do is hate to make the world rotate. There's more money, more problem. I know the love could solve them. So let's see what love can take to make the world rotate. It's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve them. Let's see what love can do to make the world rotate. There's more money, more problem. I know the love can solve them. So let's see what love can do.
Maybe we can go to a new universe and help them out after that. That's what's up. Maui boys, one more time on that love, truth, peace, freedom, justice.
There's a lot more. Got to throw that one in there quick, fast. Since, you know, Moors are waking up all over. All over. Moors are waking up. So Islam's all the Moors that's woke. Eyes wide open. So back to this European, Noble Drawley letting us know what's up about this European. Before we go to the European to tell us about Moorish legacy. You know, how the hell do you know? Who does he know that he's dropping it? Let's just get a couple more of these before we go there. The Holy Prophet told the Moors, children, you are at home, and the European is 3,000 miles from home, and he is going to have to take some water. That's for all the you know, Native American Turtle Island Negroes, tribal separatists who don't want to unify under the Moorish nation. Children, you are home means you're indigenous and aboriginal to the Americas, because Noble Drawley was over here when he said that. So if you're home and you call yourself Aboriginal, Indigenous, Native Americans, and all that other BS, really you're not that, you're Moors. Stop playing. Stop playing like this is tribal. That stuff went out in 1913 when Noble Drawley said you're not Negro, black, colored, which would be the tribes, right? Negro, black, colored, the different tribal separatist BS that we like to play that we are. We're not those. We're all Moors, actually. We're all Moors, actually. You got the copper stuff? Oh, speaking about the copper stuff, let's see how much finance Venom makes. Because Venom's about melanin. If you don't know, they never told you or whatever like that. Bet you that outgrosses the European Spider-Man. Bet you. Just remember, Cujo said it first right here. Bet you it outgrosses Black Panther. Venom. Remember. And if it doesn't, remember that they're hiding your stuff. Because of course the Negroes is the European, and well, if the European is, you know, ingesting the melanin, which is what they do today with the melatonin pills and all that stuff, what do you think they're trying to say? What do you think they're trying to say? Think they're not making the point? Think they're not stressing the point? So just remember, Venom's on the way. And that one's going to be crazy. Thought Black Panther was crazy? Venom's going to be crazy. That's going to be all metaphysical, all galactic. All metaphysical, all galactic. Remember. And remember, all the decoders are going to come out and try to tell you about some stuff where they know about the stuff. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. One day, you are going to smell the Europeans before you see them in boxcars going back to Europe. The European will not be able to remove all the wealth from the land. After he goes back to Europe, mountains of gold will be revealed to the Moors. But you know, European ain't going anywhere because these people still want to be Negro, which is how they get, which is their anchor to stay on this land. While they're floating out there doing their commerce or whatever, they're anchored to the Americas because of Negro, black, colored, Indian, whatever they want to call themselves. When they're Moors. As soon as they say they're Moors, that anchor, that chain dissolves. And now it's up to them and nature if they make it back over there. But of course, we already know, with them having all these Negro leaders, that this European is going to be here for a little while. So find some good ones, you know, bring them on board, right? Especially when they're sincere in their position, so that we can use them as our weapons against the European. Because they're not going to do nothing to their own. I mean, you know, unless their own's on their side, they're not really. We know a European right now. Right now, we know a European right now. That we put him on birthrights, not for him to use that birthright, for him to hold these people to their obligations as Europeans. He showed his allegiance to the Moorish nation They tried to steal his quote-unquote house with some mortgage BS, and they paid him out. Paid him out to the point where he's even, I'm out of here. European. I deal with this BS. Why? After what I learned from the Moors, the hell am I playing? And of course, you know, majority of Europeans, they trace themselves back. If they got anything up in here, they're going to realize, God damn, I'm a Moor too. I might not be Aboriginal Indigenous. I might be amalgamated, but I'm still a Moor. So I'm going to stand up as ipso jure, Moorish subject. Anything the Moors say, I will fulfill, just because I'm a Moorish subject. I'm not a black subject. Nigger could say whatever he wants. He's not getting anything out of me. Only Moors can. The Europeans right now, that Moors know, that Europeans back everything that Moors say. And again, just like the brothers from the East or whatever, what's wrong with your people or whatever? Well, since, you know, your people don't want it, here's the book of the whatever, and here's the stuff of the, and I went to this Masonic whatever, and then they give me this thing, but, you know, I really don't know what this is or whatever, so I'll just give that to you just because, you know you're a Moor, and I can trust you with the stuff. I like good peas and beans. I'm going to save 8% of the Europeans because they're good farmers. And then everybody who, you know, lives somewhere where they can go to the quote-unquote farmers market, you see is all Europeans there. And then when you go to the organic conferences and the organic whatevers, and all the vendors come out with the organic whatever, it's all Europeans. And Negroes want Popeyes, McDonald's. Negroes want clogged arteries. They're mad at some European. You think the European doesn't know his time's up already? You think he doesn't know? The European told you about the Moor, the Mason, the alien. You think stuff's not done? Everybody's waiting on these Negroes. And then the Negroes don't even want to, they don't hear what the Europeans saying. They don't hear what Moor is saying. They think they know what the hell what's going on. They have no clue what's going on. They're incompetent. They have absolutely no clue what is going on. And they're trying to convince somebody to hear them, give them 10 grand for a website, and then the people pay. That shows you how dumb these people are. The guy's gonna sit there, let another guy slap his titty and call him T-Bear, and he's not gonna say, "Hey, hold on a second. What do you mean? What do you mean T-Bear? What the hell you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Why are you slapping my titty? Like what? You know, we're really that close." These are the people. These are the people who people are listening to that have them dumb. And then you want to know why Moors just tell you guys F out of here? Why Moors don't even want to debate what? There ain't nothing to debate. We're not black. We're not Negro. We're not colored. We're not Ethiopian. We're not Africans and all of that. You just had Brother Kufu tell you. He's from Africa. You ain't no African. You're Moors. How's somebody from the continent telling these guys, you're not African, and they're like, nah, you can't say that. You're colonized. European colonized you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're going to tell the professional who has the degree that they are professing, and you don't have a degree that they're professing, and you know something and they don't know anything, well, what planet are you people from? You're obviously not from here. There's no way. Can't be from here. You guys from the stupid planet. And some capsule brought you people here. I'm going to stop the European from thinking and start you, Moors, to thinking for your own good. Thinking for your own good. Not thinking to get out of whatever, thinking to do, thinking for your good, not thinking for your evil, not thinking for your lower self, not thinking for, you know, how to make more fiat and all that stuff, thinking for your own good. Because thinking is really what is going to save our people. Because clearly they don't think. If they call themselves black, they don't think. If they call themselves Negro, they don't think. If they're trying to convince you that Jesus is a European on the wall, just walk away. Because they're not the thinker. And because they don't think, you being with them means you're going to be guilty by association, and people would think that you don't think either. Just because you're with them, forget you opening your mouth. So I tell people, when you hear this Canaanland Moors class, jump in the chat, make friends, so you can find some Moors where you're at, so you can stop dealing with Negroes and having problems in your life. Because that's why you have problems in your life if you claim that you're more, or if you claim that you know more than your brother who, you know, is a, you know, 85% and all that stuff, because they don't have knowledge of self or whatever. You keep hanging with them Negroes. You don't be surprised if you're one of the 85%. You thought you had some stuff going on or whatever. You thought you were in the 5%. You're in the 5%. And you're black. How are you in the 5%? Okay, so the 85% call themselves black. The 5% supposedly know thyself. If the 5% know thyself, why would they call themselves what the 85% call themselves? Oh, because they're not thinking. Oh, the 5% didn't realize that they have a 7 in a circle as their logo, and the circle is designed as a star, and they get excited to think that they got something. You ain't got nothing. That's circle 7. That's Moorish. What do you mean? What do you mean? You call yourself God. That's the 7th letter, G. In the circle. The G in the circle and the 7, that means that you're the logos. What do you mean you're not Moors? You mean you're something else? How are you something else? Oh, you don't think. Oh yeah, because you don't have a prophet. You abandon the prophet because you want to chase after Clarence 13X, your father Allah. You want to chase after him. You chase after him. So you don't see him as a disciple of the prophet who came before him. You say he's the man. So, well, what do you mean? Somebody came before him talking Islam before him. What do you mean he's the man when somebody is talking Islam before him? Matter of fact, the person talking Islam before Clarence 13X was the founder of Islam in America. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows. You're not going to consider that, or you're just going to throw this away and you keep playing the black game and all that stuff and start talking about here's some 5%. You know, the 5% are the morals. Those are the 5 principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's the 5%. Anybody not on that, they're in the 85%. Don't be fooled. And if you get fooled, it's probably because you're not thinking for your own good and good for you. You get whatever it is that you get for being a dumbass, not thinking. Get a good European education and I can use you. Get a good European education and Noble Drew Ali could use you. How is he going to use me? He's not even here no more. He's dead. Why? How is he going to use me? Dumbass. You just read before, thinking for your own good, and you stop thinking already? Already you stop thinking. Not even a minute went by yet. We said the stuff, and then now you're not thinking. See why the world doesn't respect our people? Get a good European education because Europeans were taught by the Moors. You know, European founder of anything, just go get a Brother Abdullah's book. Go watch some of Brother Abdullah's DVDs so you can, Abdullah El Talib Mozi Bey. So you play, you can't find nothing. Moors and Masonry guy. Moorsandmasonry.org. Moorciviletter.net. Abdullah El Talib Mozi Bey. Let you know. European anything. European anything. There's no European something. That's a fiction. No such thing as European education. No such thing as the white man's school. White man's school? White man's school when they came out of the cave. What school you talking about is their stuff? What language, what culture, whatever you talking about is theirs. This. Europeans who are ipso germor subject, they know that they're hybrid. They know that. They know that they're a heterogeneous hybrid. The ipso germor subjects, they know this. They're not mad, not offended. That's just what it is. Nothing personal. You don't got to be mad. Just accept it. And then get down with the campaign, just like, they got down with the campaign. All these Europeans make all these movies, and then they got Moors in it and all that stuff, calling people Moors in the movie, statues of Moors, paintings of Moors, everything going on is trying to let these people know, and these people over their head all the time. Unless there's whoever decoders come and decode whatever for them. But then when they get the stuff decoded, they leave out the Moorish stuff. They're still talking about some black BS. How you decode stuff and you didn't find nothing Moorish in there? You talking about all out of this universe stuff? You're not talking Moorish. Actually, we big up Asir, the Duke of Tears, because when he decodes, he talks Moorish all the time. Never, ever sway from that. All the time. When he decodes, something Moorish is going to be in there. Right? Watch the newspapers and listen to the radio. I am going to make the European tell the truth. The only way Europeans can be saved this last time will be through the help of the Moors. The European were not going to give up until he looked death in the face. Children, when you got on top, treat the European nice. I'm going to stop the European from thinking. If 2 or 3 of them get together on something, they will go back and tear it up. If you want European grand sheiks, I can give them to you. I've got the Romans in the palm of my hand. I am going to make the European enforce my law. One day, the United States will not be able to do any business unless they do it through the Asiatic. And maybe other than the grapes and stuff like that being four in the hand, all the prophecies already happened, manifested, which proves, okay, we'll say, I'm going to make the European tell the truth. We'll go with that one right now. Right? Manifested prophecy of Noble Drew Ali that he's going to make the European tell the truth. He's going to make the European tell the truth. Now, how many? Oh, okay, let's just. The Moorish legacy. A spiritual identity, first and foremost. The Moorish legacy is this planet's lamp of illumination, which is the premier definition of extraterrestrial intervention via the Temple of Solomon. As such, the Moorish legacy represents the royal inheritor of the throne of power and the entire solar system, aka the kingdom, the royal estate. The Moorish people carry the genetic code that represents the legacy of the Ankh-Els, Ankheles. Ankh-Els? The Ankh-Els. And how many Moors out there gravitated to the Ankh when they got on this info? Before this info, they weren't even on Ankhs. When they realized what the Ankh really was, because, they didn't have some Kemetic teacher teaching them some BS about the circle represents the womb. And then the star represents the fallopian tubes, and then the represents the penis. No, that's the birth canal. I don't know what penis. What are you talking about? What you mean? Oh, you guys listen to the Kemet guys? No, this is not about the Kemet guys anymore. Why? Because George G.M. James told you that the Moors are the custodians of the ancient Kemetic stuff. Why? Because they're the Ankh-Els. Oh, i.e. the angels. Moors are the angels? Isn't that 101 questionnaire? How is this European using 101 questionnaire as a reference point? Didn't even reference 101 questionnaire. Oh, because he's talking to those who think, those who know. I'm talking to the dummies. I'm not talking to the dimwits, the titty slappers. You're not talking to them. He's talking to the Ankh-Els that know what's up. Again, how many Moors gravitated to Ankhs after they got on this info? Before, you didn't want nothing. You want nothing to do with it. Not a negative or nothing like that. It just wasn't nothing that, Ankh-Els. The European telling you the truth. Right? Oh, the devil and the white man and all that. Not all of them. Don't take all your dysfunctional, retarded children and send them in a home. Some of them aren't retarded. Some of them aren't disabled. They just look like that. They're not really that. You have a conversation with them. You ever have a conversation with somebody who's mentally challenged? You realize that they're smarter than the dumb people? You realize? Like we say, peace to the good brother Jordell Downs. Look up Jordell Downs, SoundCloud and all that stuff, right? YouTube. Brother's blind. Brother's blind, making music and stuff like that. He can't see no keys or anything like that, but he's making music. He's rhyming, recording his own stuff, mixing, mastering, all that stuff. He's blind. You think something's not up? Think that he's not heightened? Oh yeah, and he was at Noble Drew Ali Day. Probably more who didn't, rap for some Noble Drew Ali Day. The blind guy was at Noble Drew Ali Day. Yeah. Just like the Moor in Mecca with the walker. And he said, I don't want no ride. I'm going to make my meetings. Ain't nobody making me miss my meetings. And he, with his walker, was at the meeting before people with cars. How's the guy with the walker first to the meeting? The guy with the walker was first to the meeting. Keep playing. The Moorish people carry the genetic code that represents the legacy of the Incels and are therefore the guardians of the Adam's covenant, a genetic and spiritual metamorphosis that transformed into the passion of the Christ. However, it should be understood that when we use terms like Moors, Moorish people, Moorish legacy, or references to the Asiatic nations, we are also referring to what is best known as the true human being, the people of hue, known as the sun-kissed people of earth. What does the European just tell all you Negroes? What do you just tell you, all you blacks, all you colored African Americans? What do you just tell you? Oh, you did. Oh, well, you're not thinking? Okay, we'll read it again for you. Since your dumbass doesn't want to think. However, it should be understood and overstood and understood that when we use terms like Moors, Moorish people, Moorish legacy, or references to the Asiatic nations, we are also referring to what is best understood and overstood and understood as the sun-kissed people of earth. So, dumb guy is going to tell you that the Greeks said that Ethiopia means burnt face. Okay, so if Ethiopia means burnt face, and the only way that face could be burnt is if the sun kissed them, then they're Moors, not Ethiopian. Oh, that's right. Noble Drew Ali said, you're not no Ethiopian. Because it means sun-kissed. But that's not what you are. You're not sun-kissed Ian. The sun-kissed Ian. That's not who you are. You're Moors. Stop playing around. Start getting your studying on about your Moorish history, your Moorish culture, your Moorish legacy. Why? Why not? What do you mean, why study that? Why not study that? You study all the other BS, done nothing for you, all these generations. How about study something that'll do something for you? How about study something that would let the ancestors see you in good standing? For once, one generation. We had this sister that used to go into trance and all this stuff, right? And she used to go in trance as Nana Olokun. When she go in trance, she always talk about, our people are being abandoned by the ancestors because they don't want to know themselves. This is when we were black or whatever. It never really registered. Like, you just thought, you know, you just think, know thyself, read some books, and you know what I mean? Well, you know, yeah, our people need to know more about themselves, and you know, they need to read more, find out about their culture and da da da. But the real know thyself, the true know thyself, the organic ancient know thyself was about knowing that you're actually God on earth. You're actually Allah in person. Well, Fard Muhammad is Allah in person, and you're not. How's Allah in person coming to you and you don't think you're Allah in person? And Allah in person ain't telling you that you're Allah in person. But how Allah in person get to be Allah in person? Well, Moor told him that he's Allah in person. Yeah, dark hair, dark eyes too. So ain't. But nah, you know, people don't want to think. They don't want to think. They want to do their own stuff. This is Moorish time right now. Either you're getting on board with this or you're going down with the ship. Either you're getting down with knowing about your Moorish history and culture, or you're done for. Once again, it's in the name. Human. H-U equals H-U-E equals chroma. C-H-R-O-M-A. The hued man. The hued man. On top of that, the term hue is an ancient one used for thousands of years by various cultures as a means of elevating one's consciousness and awakening the seven seals. Hue, H-U. The European, putting it on these Negroes. But you know, they're not going to read because he's European and he's the devil. Well, he doesn't have nothing for them. If they only knew. They only knew how serious it really is. They only knew. But they don't want to know. They want to believe. They want to have faith. They don't want to know. And because they don't want to know, so that's why they perish. Because they refuse to know. That's why all the BS only happens to them. Nobody else this stuff happens to. Only our people. A brother's going to have a phone and get shot up. This Armenian was in his car, barreled over 25 people and got the lay on the ground and put your hand behind your back and all that stuff. And you think that is some race whatever? You know, race whatever. Because your ass is stateless. So you have no respect, no honor. World is looking at you like a dumbass, treating you as such. Both Kemetic and Grecan traditions knew the word hue as a reference to enlightenment. Sufi mystic saints of Tibet and Druids and those following the Kabbalah know the word hue as the originating sound of the universe. All this stuff they know, which is why they rule. Now, if hue is the resonating, now look where the Europeans going, right? Whenever we use the term like Moors, Moorish people, Moorish legacy, referring to the Asiatic nations, we're talking about people of hue. Hue man, which is the hued man, And the word hue is the originating sound of the universe. Remember when we were just talking about venom and melanin? Isn't venom some stuff that came from some universe or whatever like that? That's not no earth stuff. That's some universal stuff. Oh, what does venom look like? Doesn't venom look like, didn't venom give hue? Didn't venom completely take over somebody, made him a Asiatic? And then Venom's trying to tell him, come on, just give me the body. Like what? Stop playing. What do you mean? What do you mean? Just give me the body. Let me show you what we could do together. Just give me the body. Stop playing. You think they're talking to? They're talking to some Europeans? Ancestral forces are calling you. The ancestral forces are jumping into Europeans, make movies to try to tell you about, like, yo, you don't want to hear. You want to hear that? European made that movie. That's just comic books. That's not real. All right, but Wakanda's real though. Everybody wants to go to Wakanda. Everybody's a killmonger, but nobody wants to recognize Venom. Oh, that's fiction. But Wakanda's real. Convenient. Convenient. You guys are conveniently ignorant. Convenient. Very convenient. Hue. The originating sound of the universe. What does that mean about you? This is a European telling you. European telling you that hue is, find me an Asiatic that told you hue is the originating sound of the universe and related hue to human to Moors. Not black people, not Negroes, coloreds, Africans, and all the fictions. Not any tribes, Cherokees, and all that stuff. None of that. Once again, this would equate to the frequency that awakens the beast, the Om within Solomon and Aman. The Om, O-M, and Aman. This ends up coming full circle with the word chroma and chakra. The 7 chakras are the 7 seals, each one having its own color or chroma. The word chroma refers to the intensity of the color. The word chroma relates to the intensity of the color. One more pause for the cosmos.
Standing on the rock, Morocco. Here we go, Moor by Mo, Grand Chicujo, let's flow.
Up from the grave, no longer in the state. Colonization claimed my consciousness, but now I'm awake. Broke the chains of being ignorant, I stand on the truth. Competent in my proper person, rocking the booth. Navigating through the waters in the leanable rights. The 7 seas, all I sent me, so I'm bringing the light. Can't rewind the hands of time, so I'm expanding my space. I'm from one human family, the human race. My pedigree is in my blood, I'm forever a Moor. Asiatic mobile bite, and I'm ready for war. She redeems when I speak, and she am speaking.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. Om. The 7 chakras are the 7 seals, each one having its own color or chroma. The word chroma refers to the intensity, i.e. frequency of the color. This equates to something mentioned earlier, tweaking the dial and tuning into a certain radio station. The power of creation is based on this. This is why the bloodline of the prophets and the Star of David have such a close connection to the sun-kissed people of earth. Hue equals chroma, equals melanin, equals frequency, equals elevation of mind, equals psychic awareness, equals metaphysical powers, equals illuminated prophet. Hue equals chroma, equals melanin, equals frequency, equals elevation of mind, equals psychic awareness, equals metaphysical powers, equals illuminated prophet. It's interesting to note that George Lucas hit upon this in the Star Wars mythos with the term mitochondrians, something that equates to the frequency and intensity of metaphysical capabilities in Jedi Knights, a symbolic reference to the Moorish legacy as guardians of the covenant. Need more? All right, need more. The Moors, also known as Maos, Maos, M-A-O-S, the cat people, and the master mariners. The Moors represent the family of man as well as its spiritual and cosmological legacy. The phrase family of man is a direct reference to the people of color and hue, and therefore the sun-kissed people of earth. This falls right in line with the extraterrestrial investment in flesh and bone and legions of light, both of which were outlined earlier. The term and designation of Moor has a multifaceted origin with lots of rich meanings in linguistics and etymology. This is European. European. Remember, all the black guys, what the black guys tell you? Right? Oh yeah, no lean. Water. Just water. Black guys will tell you about Moor means black. Moor means black. That's it. But he's saying Moor, that doesn't mean black. So that's just that. That's it. Moor means black. Oh, but Kemet means 50, 100 billion things. Hebrew means 500,000 things. Rasta means 800 million things. But Moor, oh, that just means black, and that's it. That's it. This falls right in line with the extraterrestrial investment in flesh and bone and the legions of light, both of which were outlined earlier. The term and designation of Moor is a multifaceted origin with lots of rich meaning in linguistics and etymology. The Moors were the master mariners of the sea, henceforth the term maritime law. It's in the word itself. Moor equals Mars, M-A-R-S. Maritime law, master mariner. Mar, as in the name Maria, means of the sea. The mariner of the sea is the master of the world. And it's no surprise to find out that the word Moor is a cosmological variation of the word Mars. as in the planet Mars. So the term Mars of the sea carries a layered meaning, referring to the cosmic sea of time and space and its relationship to the oceans of life on Earth, the polar caps of Mars, and the frozen seas of Europa, to name a few. This European going in. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear what the Europeans say, because he's the devil. He doesn't know what it is. Ain't no calling number on this one. If you got question, Canaanland@gmail.com. This is not, we're not the guys that in 6 months you're gonna see us with the mic coming over here, and then we have the couch in the back and all that stuff. And that's not, no. We do our own shit over here. Right? We're not, this is not the follow fashion channel. There's no call-in number. Send an email and we'll definitely answer your stuff if you send an email. But, this is not those guys' stuff. Have crazy people calling in, talking BS, and then you hang up on them and then they want to complain on your channel and all that BS. We're not even going there. Send an email. And then if it happens that you want to build or whatever, you can pay your $500 consultation fee, and then we'll talk to you. No, it's not. I'm just joking. We don't do that either. You just send an email. We'll answer your question. If you want to call, somebody will gladly call you. Just because. GUIDE, Canaanland Guide, because Moorish Guide is the newspaper. So Canaanland Guide is going to lead you to your Moorish, whatever you're looking for. Because Canaanland's a guide. That's why there's so much people in the chat or whatever like that. And you see that in the chat, it's not like those other chats that you've been to where it's just BS and people talking BS. There's actually, communication, conversation, unification with the people in this chat. They're not, you're not going to get, right? So yeah, so just send the stuff. We still got some time. So we'll definitely get to the email. Just send that email right now, sooner than later. The cat people. In Spanish, cat is pronounced as gato, which is where we get the word gate from. As such, the cat energy represents the pharaoh's gateway to the other side, with the word pharaoh representing the house of light. This reference to a house, temple of light, spark, falls right in line with the Temple of Solomon. It's no accident that the alternate Moorish designation of Mao, an obvious variation of the word Moor itself, tends to carry a pronunciation very similar to that of the word meow, the sound a cat would make. On top of that, something of great value concerning certain cat-related geographical and cultural designations was brought to my attention by my mentors in 2006. I am mainly referring to 3 such designations: the Iroquois Confederation, the pivotal country of Iraq, and one of the Great Lakes known as Erie. Some of you have already picked up on where I am going with this. The Iroquois Confederation, representing the foundation of the democracy in the Western Hemisphere, the Iroquois Confederation served as the official provisional government for the fledgling 13 slave colonies during the post-Revolutionary War period of transition after the late 1700s. They are the ones that fostered the original dark-skinned American presidents in this changeover period long before George Washington ever stepped into the White House. They gave the founding fathers the knowledge and wisdom of a working constitutional republic. He says democracy, but remember, Europeans idea of democracy is really what a republic is, right? Like the Europeans who are actually sincere don't think when they say democracy, they mean the mob rule. When they say democracy, they really mean republic. But because, again, of the Juali spell that they don't think, just like the Negroes don't think, they miss things. Like when you read the Constitution, Article 4, Section 4 tells you republic. Ain't no democracy mentioned in the Constitution. The word democracy is not mentioned one time in the Constitution. But they keep telling people, oh yeah, this is democracy and all that. Right? They gave the founding fathers the knowledge and wisdom of a working constitutional republic, serving it to them on a silver platter while teaching them what a real constitution and Bill of Rights was supposed to look like. Here, dumb white people, this is what a republic looks like. Try not to screw it up. Understanding the historical significance and major role the Iroquois played in forming the United States of America, it should come as no surprise that the word Iroquois means cat people. European. Remember, it was the Montauk Native Americans that inherited the bloodline of the Egyptian pharaoh, as well as the term pharaoh itself. Originally known as the Lenni Lenape, or the genuine, pure, real, and original man, the Montauks moved into the area of the Algonquin Nation after migrating up from Delaware into New York. Islam to all the Moors near Delaware. Islam to all the House of Ram Moors that's been getting it in. Guess who was also in the same vicinity? The Iroquois Confederation. The connection between the bloodline of the pharaohs and the Moorish designation of the cat people is astounding in terms of linguistics and etymology. Everything is in the name. Iro plus qua equals cat plus people/nation. Erie is a variation of Iro, like Lake Erie, Lake of the Cat People, being in the same geographical location as the original Iroquois. Last but not least, there is an Arabian counterpart to the Iroquois, known originally as the Kingdom of Uruk, U-R-U-K. It represents the cradle of civilization in the Eastern Hemisphere, with Uruk meaning land of deep roots. Over time, Uruk became mispronounced as Iraq. Regardless, Uruk/Iraq runs parallel in origin, meaning and etymology to Iraq-wa, I-R-O-Q apostrophe U-O-I-S. It's the same exact word on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Iroquois, Iraq, Maghreb, Al-Aqsa, Alaska. Is it? Just that simple. Just that simple. Just get on studying the Moorish stuff and you'll be straight. This stuff will be figured out in no time. Just get on the Moorish info. You gotta play around. You're trying to find your way and all that stuff. You have to go through all this BS. Just deal with the real. The real is that we're Moors. That's really the real, that we're Moors. We're the cat people. So there's pyramids over here, pyramids over there. Mississippi over here, Mississippi over there. Nile over there, Nile over here. Great Lakes over there, Great Lakes over here. Iraq over there, Iraq over here. Memphis over there, Memphis over here. Islam to Moorian obey. Like, Moore called me today from New Orleans. Talk about there's a Arabia, New Orleans or something like that. That when you found that out, he's like, well, damn. It's not even holding back the stuff. You just put it on the sign and you know, Negroes just driving up and down and stuff, don't even know they're on their own stuff. Talking about over there. Remember the lesson, the Great Seal lesson, the Moor's Order of the Round Table lesson. America. America. AME is from Amexem. AME and Amexem. RICA is from Africa, which is over here, not over there. Hence we have America. Or Noble Drew Ali saying, this is African descendants and this is Northwest Amexem. The true name of Africa is Amexem. The true name of Africa is Amexem. And Africa's over here. That's how you get America. And what the hell is over there? Oh, that's Asia. And there's really two continents, Asia and America. And all of them are north, south, and central. And of course, you have Australia, which they say, you know, is a continent, but, you know, I already know that, you know, they're really going to start talking continents. They got to start talking about Atlantis, and it's got to start talking about Moor and all of that stuff, Lemuria and all of that. That's where they got to start going if they're talking continents other than Asia and Americas. But if they go there, they give up too much. Right? They never want to give up too much. That's why, you know, the Europeans come in to tell you the truth, because they know other way you're going to get it. Islam to the good brother Rick Smith. Yeah, he's European. Yeah, he's my brother. Shut the hell up. Because when we called him up, just go check. We did the Skype and all that stuff for Noble Drew Ali Day, and he gave supreme honors to Noble Drew Ali. When we called up the European, hey, you know, we want to do the Skype, you know what I mean? We've been watching your stuff or whatever like that. We see that you know some stuff about galactic Moorish history. You know, we think that you would be a good fit for Noble Drew Ali Day. You know what he wanted in return? Us to promote his book, and he'll do the Skype. No lecture fee or nothing like that. How come the European, this devil, is... But then when we talk to certain Asiatics or whatever, they're talking about $2 grand, $5 grand, $8 grand, do some lecture. And then, you know, we got the good teachers. You know, we already got our crew who we go to when we do lectures. We're not letting none of these foreign-minded Negroes be on our platform. You know what I mean? So we already got the master teachers in our back pocket. We ain't even need to just go check all the Skypes. Just put in all the whoever's and they'll come up. So again, over time, Uruk, U-R-U-K, became mispronounced as Iraq. Regardless, Uruk and Iraq runs parallel in origin, meaning and etymology, to Iroquois. It's the same exact word on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Putting all the pieces together, the cat people came from the land of deep roots in the cradle of civilization, which migrated down from the kingdom of Uruk, Sumeria, into the land of Al-Kemet. Al-Kemet? Al-Kemet? I mean Al-Kemet. Wouldn't that mean Al-Kemet, Al-Marak, Al-Aqsa? Some people, it sounds like some people been playing you. Have you thinking that this is some pale thing, is Al and stuff like that? But Kemet, they knew about Al. Yeah, Kemet right now, they got bays there. I don't think that comes from some Turkish Ottoman BS. Pre-Turkey Ottoman, bays been in Kemet. That's why E. Wallace Budge in the Hieroglyphic Dictionary told all these Kemetic ass Negroes that the high priest of Anu, which is higher than any pharaoh, were M-A-U-R, Moors. But, they don't want to go with that. They don't think there's a Ma'ur is what that is. That's not Moor. Okay. Ma'ur. That's where you're going. You're just going to disregard George G.M. James and the Moors being the custodians. You're just going to throw that away. You're not going to talk about that. As to why the high priest of Anu would be called Moor, you're not going to go there. Convenient Negroes. Convenient. Putting all the pieces together, the cat people came from the land of deep roots in the cradle of civilization, which migrated down from the kingdom of Uruk, Sumeria, into the land of Al-Kemet, Egypt, and the bloodline of the pharaohs. These are all proactive and direct references to the whole of the Moorish legacy, coming out of the majestic and noble Eastern Hemisphere. As master mariners, they used the regal dominion of the maritime seas to carry the royal bloodline of the Temple of Solomon across the oceans of life into the rich and powerful Western Hemisphere of Almoricanos. Who is this European talking to? Who is he talking to? Who's he studying from to know about Almoricanos and all that? Who's he learning from? Bet you he's learning from Moors. Bet you. I bet you he's learning from Moors. Islam Supreme, I got you. Couple more just. The Amexem Empire. The Egyptian university system represented the spiritual capital that bonded the Asiatic nations together in this global movement. However, there was a second yet equally important identity for the Moorish legacy that was coming to the surface. Known as the Amexem Empire, it represented the economic ebb and flow of the Asiatic nations, the brick and mortar of global maritime commerce for this worldwide Moorish movement. As a global identity, it was decided that the economic capital of the Amexem Empire would be Morocco, Al-Morocca, Al, M-O-R-O-C-C-A. It's in the name, Mor plus Akko, Morocco. land of the Moors, city of the Moors, capital of the Moors. As I referred to the term Al-Moroccanos in reference to America and the Western Hemisphere, take a good long look at the name America. Haven't you ever wondered where the name actually came from? There isn't one historian who isn't left scratching his or her head wondering how some useless and insignificant European cartographer by the name of Amerigo Vespucci ever got the credit for the name America, when the name already existed long before he ever came along. Remember the European telling you. If you want to hear what the Moors are saying, but you'll listen to the European. This is European telling you. Amerigo Vespucci came to America. Just go check all the stuff, the shipping records. Where do you go to? How come they say that he came to America, so we're going to call it America because his name is Amerigo? Dumb people. They tell you he came to America. So if he came to America, okay, so Amerigo Vespucci came to America, but America is named after Amerigo Vespucci. Oh yeah, we'll just go with that because, you know, that sounds like common sense. Stop being played. Stop being played. All you have to do is think. All you have to do is think. Right? So, Brother Padilla, don't forget, the Moor, the Mason, and the Alien. Go get it. Because it's real. Islam, brother. Let me just find this. Let me just find this thing before I start. Where the hell is all this? All right. Islam, brother, why do people from the East like to keep things secret? I once got into a fight with a Moroccan man. He tends to dislike blacks. Before we fought, I told him how I wanted to travel to the East and how I wanted to learn Arabic, etc. He questioned me down and then called me nigger. I also went into an Uber and the driver was a woman from Morocco. I told her how this is the Moroccan Empire. She said she never heard of that. People lie, but why if we're family? By the way, the Moroccan man I fought, his son, who I'm cool with, said America is Morocco when I asked him about it. What are they hiding and why? Right? So the issue is that the older generations don't want to lose the little stuff that they got, whether it's, you know, pale Moroccans, pale Arabs, Europeans, pale Europeans, modern Europeans, whatever. What they got right now, they think that, you know, it's like Brother Abdullah was talking about the people who are in power taking the position of, you know, certain words don't mean that anymore. This is the new meaning and all that stuff. Same thing they're trying to pull, right? That, you know, you can't know anything about Moroccan because you're a nigger. Like what? What do you know about Moroccan? Guarantee you, if you said Maghreb, they would have known exactly what you were talking about. Because they know what we don't. When we prove that we're students of learning, when we prove that we're actually the ancients here again, It's a whole different game. Again, if you approach them from the perspective that you think you know yourself, you think you know your culture, and you know your culture, but you don't know that you're Moor. You don't know that this is Morocco. You don't know that you know, this is Morocco, the farthest west. Not just Morocco, Morocco, the farthest west. They're going to play their little game with you. Like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about and all that stuff, get mad and all that. And then when you react like a Negro, then they know they got you. Because that's what they expect. They don't expect you to punch them in the face with facts. They're looking for you to be physically, emotionally, or whatever, riled up. And then they know they got you. They know that, oh, he's not a real one. He's just pretending that he knows himself. And then they go into their, you know, KKK mode and they start treating you like nigger. Right? But the fact of the matter is that once we have that knowledge of ourselves, all these people yield to you. Right? Now, again, with regard to what you're saying, why do people from the East like to keep things secret? This is why we have a prophet. So Noble Drew Ali had to say about that. The lessons in this pamphlet, Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, are not for sale, but for the sake of humanity, as I am a prophet and a servant, and the servant is worthy of his hire. You can receive this pamphlet at expense. This is where you're leading to. The reason these lessons have not been known is because the Muslims of India, Egypt, and Palestine, had these secrets and kept them back from the outside world. Now, here's your answer as to why do people from the East like to keep things secret. When the time was appointed by Allah, they loosened the keys and freed the secrets. And for the first time in ages, have these secrets been delivered in the hands of the Muslims of America. So there's no secrets that they're keeping. Our prophet has all the secrets. Once we study him, now we have all the secrets. And these people can't play you. That's why the son, who is the generation after, realizing the dumbed down, concrete, brainwashed mentality of his parents, rode with you. That, oh yeah, over here is Morocco. Why? How's he know that? That's the question that you should be asking him now. Hey, just wanted to ask you, like, how do you know over here is Morocco? Because understand that that secret is Masonic. And then that would lead you to realize that if the secret of over here being Morocco is Masonic, and you weren't talking to somebody European, then not only Europeans are Masons. Which again, goes back again to Dr. Nyla Gilliam, House of Ram classes, with Brother Hannibal Bay, explaining that There's international masonry, not just what we think or assume Masons are, and that's it. There's African lodges. There's Arab lodges, not just the Europeans only got that. So when we say the secrets, as soon as you talk secrets, know that you're talking Masonic, and it might be more than just some European Masonic that we think is Masonic. It might be bigger than that. And once you realize that it's bigger than that, it makes more and more sense why Prophet came. It makes more and more sense why all these Europeans are telling the truth or whatever, because, you know, they also know about the law of retribution. They also know that they don't want to get caught up in the fire and brimstone and all that stuff. All the BS that they did in their life, it's time for them to do some good. The best thing that they can do is put out information that, you know, these people are really the chosen people. Don't keep these secrets. Put the stuff out. But the people who want to pretend that they're secrets still, who don't know about the prophet, or who pretend like they ain't no prophet in America and all that stuff, let those people play secrets. But it's not secret time right now. Secret time is over. Don't even fall for it that there's some secrets right now. Secret time is over. Right? Ain't no secrets anymore. Zero. Drawley took away all the secrets. All the secrets have been taken away. Again, Drawley laid it down to you as to why people from the East like to keep secrets. It's not that they like to keep secrets. Allah already appointed that the keys have to be loose. And the keys have been loosened. Why? How? By Noble Drawley bringing us Holy Quran of a Moor Science Temple, where there's keys in there. 101 questionnaire, where there's keys in there. Moorish literature, where there's keys in there. Moorish Guide newspaper, which is, you know, out of circulation as far as Moor Science Temple is concerned, because now those guys are playing keep secrets. And the oral statements of Prophet Noble Drawley, prophecies and hadiths of Noble Drawley, where there were Moors who were around Noble Drawley that heard him say certain stuff, and they said, okay, we're going to document the stuff that he said. Considering the things that are in that book have come true, we know that it wasn't them. The people who wrote that, you know, that's not their stuff. They said that, and they said Noble Drawley said that. Noble Drawley probably said 90% of the stuff that they said in there. Right? So, again, the sun knows what's up. I mean, the reason why they're hiding, as you say, is because they think, right? They think that you're here to take over, just like the Europeans. When the Europeans realize that, oh, you guys are love, truth, peace, freedom, justice Moors. You're not the Moors with the harems and stuff like that. Oh, woo! All right, well, you know, then now we got more Mason and alien and all that stuff. Same thing with those people. These other, you know, pale people that aren't European. That they had their own relations with the Moors, that they don't want to see the Moors, you know, rise again. But again, you know, when the Moors start being the Moors that they're supposed to be, according to what Noble Drawley laid down, not these religious-sized Negroes with fezzes on pretending that they're Moors and all that stuff. We're talking about the real ones, all right? So we want to make sure that everybody got their little stuff on. For the last person or individual that sent their question with your son and him getting his nationality, he got his nationality from his mom. until he gets to the age of majority where he needs ID. You just put El Bay when you talk about him, and then that's his quote unquote proclaiming his nationality or giving his nationality. You put that El Bay on whatever name you named him, whatever name they got on the birth certificate and all that stuff, put El Bay on that. Right? Don't forget, MHHS, eyes wide open. You got about a minute to call in so that, you know, you can get on the line. 347-945-5899. 347-945-5899. You want to say Islam to all the Moors worldwide. Give thanks for, you know, your time, your energy today. Islam Moor, you on deck?
Peace, Moor. Peace, Moor.
Islam.
Islam. Well, you know, I want to give thanks to you first, and thanks to my good Moors in the chat room. I love you, Moors. I'm just waiting to do my thing.
Islam, hold on.
Just let me know when you're ready, Moor.
All right, Moor. You're on deck.
Well, I want to say while I tap my titty. Taharka. T-Bear Pin Bay.
T-Bear.
You
suck, T-Bear. Islam, boys.
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all rappers.
Yeah. Moorish Master MC.
I don't give a fuck about.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, willofallah.com. You want to get the Iron Sheik music. We got 7 albums up there. We got the Wow compilation album. We got free mix CD on there you could download. So, you know, if you're feeling well, you know, just show some support and get some Moorish music. And again, more Islam for the Moorish hip hop countdown that you've been doing. Great work on that, Moor.
Islam. I think I give major things, and that's coming from you, Sheik. I give major things, and like I said, you definitely know I'm gonna keep you in rotation, Moor.
Islam, Moor. Yo, you did it with this one.
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all rappers.
Rap inquisitive general, torture a rapping dummy, wearing eyeshadow, piercing his tongue and tummy, piercing the lips and wearing gay earrings, king. One was bad, but now y'all are killing it, king. Some rappers taking it, some giving it, king. Just to have a whip in a mansion, be living it bling, living it artificial, acting like clones. When I hit you by text, I don't mean by phones. Moorish squad bomb rappers on tracks like drones. Like casual, I didn't mean to put bats to your dome. Splitting numbskulls, squashing pea brains. No leave nails on fingers when I does it. Little chicken McNuggets, rapping meal toys. Got young gods clapping, leave you lip like steam back. Troy asking what's happened, like you didn't know or expect it. For talking that misleading trash on all your records. Moorish MC of the year, some say I'm a jerk. I rock too much truth and your feelings got hurt. You rapping early and verse on microphone masters.
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all rappers.
Moorish MC of the year, some say I'm a jerk. I rock too much truth and your feelings got hurt. You rapping early and verse wearing skirts, I clap you cause
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all rappers.
There's nothing you homo rappers do that surprise me. Rapper Inquisitor make you eat poison ivy. Trinbago hot sauce all in your eyes for burning. For not teaching on mics that for Masons they learning. Rap black Nazis and you're not even German. Rather rap heads with t-shirts than Moorish turbans. Turning Heru logos to American eagles. Gold loose rope chains. Only songs about cocaine. Cough syrup and liquor mix you whack DJs. Still stacks of vinyl crates if we play. Don't believe anything or follow what Sheik say. I study. Keep my album sides broken and some sides bloody. Burn rappers like crosses in front of your homes. Moorish Ku Klux Klan and stomping on lawn gnomes. Throwing hip-hop award bricks to rappers' windows. Most hip-hop songs are just commercial jingles. Moorish MC of the year, some say I'm a jerk. I rhyme too much truth and the feelings got hurt. You rapping early and birds on microphone masters.
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all rappers.
Moorish MC of the year, some say I'm a jerk.
I rock too much truth, and your feelings got hurt. You rapping early and burst wearing skirts I clap your cause I don't give a fuck about none of that rap.
It's like full-blown war in the get it on, get it wrong. We're coming forth strong like the bit is on. Salute to the God Abaddon, who they know like iron sheep, giving out the knowledge in the songs and in the streets to the ones that seek. Yes, the meek will inherit. The truth I don't ferret. Turn up my speakers, little louder so you can hear it. Don't be fooled by my appearance, I am clearing up the record. No, we ain't finished yet. Slaughterhouse for these dummy rappers who ain't been a thread. I'm dumping all your records to the curb. I'm bringing back the classics. Give me J. Rue, that brass tag shit. I'm bumping MOP and that boot camp click. I'm crushing all you candy rappers. And yo, if seeing is believing, I ain't sure that none of you harder than my breakfast. Tea and crack.
Moorish MC of the year, some say I'm a jerk. I rock too much truth, and the feelings got hurt. You rapping early and burst on microphone masters. I don't give a fuck about none of that rap. Moorish MC of the year, some say I'm a jerk. I rock too much truth, and the feelings got hurt. You rapping early and burst wearing skirts I clap your cause I don't give a fuck about none of that rap.
So it's gonna get you in. What? I'm rocket. Who says we ain't in the building? Who says we ain't into building? We the Moorish master masons, architects for your children, repping Friday 13th like Jason without the killing. But we promote light, oh, it's all about the feeling. And we invoke light, yo, we them light beings. Though you might see him on the block getting his portion, might be talking to cops, giving them caution. Occasionally wearing his fez when he's walking, see the turning heads, whispering, gawking. But he's locked in, and he's zoned out while we box in our own house.
Study the mystics, the adepts, the magi, wisdom of the ancients can all calcify as possible mission. Free mental numbness, extract the substance with minds of dumbness. Use the source, don't care what some purport, as we know by being told man knows not. Many before the floor, souls got bought, placed in the devil's hands, ruling the seven lands. To dogma rituals, Negro spirituals, brainwash subliminal, keeps thinking to a minimal. They're still criminal, in a world digital so pitiful. Mental survival so critical, it's visible. Can you see past like this box? Hashtag zombies with waves of cyberpunk. No need for cell phones, they speak through soft arms. It's nothing for alarm, chips and forearms.
Wind, brass, and bass, such a beautiful serenade. Women feeding me grapes, I'm feeding the Henry serenades. Whether the sky is clear or gray, rain when you hear a fake, giving life to see. Speaking through who not here today. Show you the future in a glimpse. Then I always look to these holes like hallucinatory depths. Sun walked the desert, been more ever since I found God. Look back, used to see his prince. Forget being a prince, I'm a G. OD, grown man, no jokey, deny it, you don't know me. Don't make me tap into the old me. That's like a couple hundred years. Walk around town with a couple hundred peers and release the piece of up fears. The sun gon' shine, so what tears? This young brother here just trying to get his third eye clear.
Moors don't sleep, invest in your mind, body, and unleash real life rap, spitting over tracks, conscious thinking and living a dead attack. This deep. Moors don't sleep, invest in your mind, body, and unleash real life rap, spitting over tracks, conscious thinking and living a dead attack.
So as the moon sets, the sun takes its place, it spoons on blocks, inspired spots, filled spaces, peel back, rats, who got cases, fire stain the corridors of flammable faces, game changers, rule benders, and no pretenders, style benders, channel my vibe through the vibrant optic lenses, send a message to our veterans, soldiers up and get it in, we on our birds, we are merged subliminal beings, third eye seeing, still I participate unwilling.
They wanna break me, shake, bake, grade me, gonna with my name G, double OMG, SON is crazy, for a minute that you think you could take me for a fool like a native to his land, being schooled by a foreign dude. Keep mistaking me, spiders on the roof, in the dark rooms, I do say you mistaking me, you better move for our market, power pin is my tongue, your existence to target, revealing all lies and deceit on the market, genocide carried out in pockets, I knock it down, bulldozer, David to Goliath, it's an exposure, some big cats moving and it's getting closer to your downfall, round up all your soldiers.
Little homie, I was seeking a fortune, tired of misfortune. I just wanted a portion, everything that I never had, though I needed my portion. Blowing like porcelain, haters battling as porcelain. Getting broke, tired of being broke. How we get quiet, hoping the DJ still let some dope, just to keep us afloat. Mind is deep as the boat, brain is the lethal weapon. We one need to elope. When I speak, I provoke. Walk in the room with my aura feeling like heavy smoke. Feel like when they let me roll under my Louis fitted the semi-coat. Confident kick the boy, yeah, the joke. The cost of living, higher profits in private prison. These little girls are selling bodies just to pay tuition. These little niggas selling niggas just for bail condition. It's like the snake, they never end the breaking in the mission. I want to free the world, but I'm one man. A couple ones like me, and it's one plan. I want to free the world, but I'm one man. A couple ones like me, and one plan.
Yo, Midnight. Yo, we got him, yo. We got him. Yo, we got him. Yeah, man. Just pull the rope on the guillotine, Midnight. Oh, man. Let's take it right now, man.
So the darkness, what
do it up right now.
Heads, yo, we still here. Council with etheric elders in the waters of Nun. Reclined on the sun with my foot on the moon. Watching goddess on earth act like witches on brooms. Sipping milk and the honeydew and triple black boom. Touchdown, not subordinate but God sent. I'm the red and blue of Superman and Clark Kent. From beyond the sun to earth, Moabite marksman. Tongue double-edged scimitar, stay sharpened. Flag in the earth first, set up the post. Sea is the land, now the flag's in the boat. Back on the land, follow tears, the trail never ends. Albion Inquisitionists murdered my friends. Stole our culture, sell it to us as trends. Negro, blacks, and colors, stay out the culture blend. Touch your hair, tell you the style they liking. But jacket energy, hair on their neck back spiking. Off the heat of the devil, walking rebel. Why run when police come? Swinging his billy club, drunk off Seagrams. Invisible candle magic, suspect they see none. Pull torts, have them arrested for treason and under. I want bar numbers, put a lien on a straw man that's breaching his oath. Call Orishas, tell all the coon, go for his throat. Pickaxe, a cow tongue on parchment paper. Sprinkle clothes, put a hex on the MC, drop your flows. Take the water from your floor like doctors draining knees. Cause you use ankle weights, bone soft like cheese. Fought stink niggas eating things that's deceased. More rotten than the plan, the clan's plotting on me. Why? Knowledge as a money has me a millionaire. Giving knowledge away like I don't care. Christians tell me find Jesus before judgment comes. He's on the corner selling crack and killing his sons. Zombie brainwashed blacks are still blaming the guns. Point out Catholic priests, man. I'm blaming the nuns who killed Tate and Toba Chung. I'm blaming the streets who killed Prophet Drew Ali. I'm blaming a breach. Same for General Khalid and El Hajj Malik. Or kill cause nationality was in their speech. Things to make you go and thought to art. Happy-go-lucky rappers, 4+0 in infinite debts. Might as well hold your breath and let's see how far this rabbit hole goes to the left. I broke out the chamber, Allah's come in danger. I self-law a master coming with my angels. Iron Sheik, El Immaculate without the manger. Alpha Hexin, rap boule strangers. Broke out the chamber, Allah's come in danger. I self-law a master coming with my angels. Iron Sheik, El Immaculate without the manger. Alpha Hexin, rap boule strangers. With cell phones, big brother is closer than steps. Most flush less, but inhale chem streams from jets. Even this god used to binge drink. Schlitz, not Vex, never braids, but waves and cameos without the step. No die, never had slits in the brows of the eye. I got conscious, no arrogance or acting obnoxious. 144,000, I'm saying less than that. With all these zombies with big ass shades and big ass hats, dressing like Lil Wayne, man, just baggy as slacks. Finger a dyke in the shotgun, then crabby a gats. She goes down for prostitution and find it grand. You for possession and for not washing your hands. It's still love, truth, peace, but put down the peace. Why we don't need them when we got justice and freedom. Your mind's a mess, trust me, I think you're possessed. Let me unhex you with a mudra of Baphomet, and that won't work unless you know being supreme. No chest has the Solomon crest, always frontin' warm in the Averex. My lowest form of thought is your apex. Iron Sheik X from the Mosque of Malcolm. Devil see me and get white without the powder talcum. Raise my sword, keep swinging, no meaning. Flow deep, call me aquamarine men, raising the lost city of Atlantis. When I speak, it's pictures I'm painting on your mental canvas. I broke out the chamber, Allah's come in danger. I self-law a master coming with my angels. Iron Sheik, immaculate without the manger. Alpha Hexin, rap goulet strangers. Broke out the chamber, Allah's come in danger. I self-law a master coming with my angels. Iron Sheik, immaculate without the manger. Alpha Hexin, rap goulet strangers. Operation Rapper Inquisition, moving through the fakeness, hip-hop matrix vision. Back again, in these bars, this is my prison. Walls on these pages with pen shanks I'm scribbling. No visits, lines on paper, concrete walls. My margin is my showers and my washroom stalls. End of the page is when I make parole. Force me to execute rappers, then throw me in the hole. So much so, the MC, not confined. The elements of hip-hop today are not combined. Almost seeing the other side, gotta stay focused. Just gotta let that phone ring and don't lose focus. They can't try to hocus pocus. Send rapping jokers with handbags, Gucci purses and chokers. Jeans, wrestler, spandex tight. Turning youths to robots. If you drink a Sprite, that's not what I say, that's what they do. Use rappers to sell you sneakers and Mountain Dew. Flowing like a fountain dew. When you turn the lever, setting the bar for conscious MCs and rapping believers. Trapped with me in these bars, rappers begging for seizures. Hanging rappers with the strongest lines, squirm like leeches. Sentenced to the underground, no one hears their screams. Left right to the mask for these black and yellow dreams. What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the rapper? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself.
Check it. Let's open the book of hip hop and make advances. My supreme knowledge of alchemical sciences only enhances my ability to drop metaphysical answers. When asked about the MC, the DJ, the graph for the dancers, earth, air, fire, water, all being on the hip hop. Study hard to get that. Forget rap, cause it's not. The transformation from lead to go from man to God can be achieved through hip hop. This is art, the planet's ours. The colors and tones and archetypes will spark the light. Give your third eye a bird's eye, restore the loss of sight. You already lost the fight whenever I come across the mic, because you're dealing with God and you can never exhaust the light. We making the shift from hip hop to God hop. It's the return of the ancient ones and we coming non-stop. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I'm here, straight from the boogie down, so have no fear.
What happened to the MCs? Ask yourself. What happened to the DJ? Ask yourself. What happened to the rapper? Ask yourself. What happened to the dancer? Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself.